Welcome back to The Real Review here on Damn Good Radio. I'm your host, Warbucks. Tonight we are stepping into the strange. We are stepping into the uncomfortable. We are peeling back the layers of a film that doesn't just ask for your attention, it demands your submission. We are diving headfirst into the cinematic abyss that is Bugonia, the 2025 release that has left critics baffled, audiences trembling, and yours truly staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering if the bees outside my window are plotting a coup. Let's set the stage before we cut the ribbon. This picture comes to us from the mind of Yorgos Lanthimos. If you know cinema, you know that name carries weight. It carries a specific kind of heavy, surrealist baggage. I hadn't dug too deep into his catalog before this. I know of The Lobster, I know of The Killing of a Sacred Deer, films that look at the human condition through a kaleidoscope that's been cracked and smeared with grease. But Bugonia, this is something else entirely. The screenplay is penned by Will Tracy. I wasn't familiar with Mr. Tracy initially, but I did my homework and realized he co-wrote The Menu. If you like the sharp culinary satire of The Menu, you are going to see that same razor wire tension here, but the DNA of this story goes back further. It's based on a South Korean cult classic called Save the Green Planet, written by Jang Joon-hwan. We have this incredible lineage, Korean eccentricity mixed with Western satire filtered through the lens of Greek weird wave cinema. It stars two titans of the industry, Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. Plemons is a chameleon. He usually plays the quiet, unsettling character on the periphery, the guy you don't notice until it's too late. But here, in Bugonia, he is getting his shine. He is front and center, and he is terrifyingly sympathetic. Emma Stone, from Superbad to Cruella, she has range, but you have never seen her like this. Buckle up, adjust your rearview mirrors. We are going for a long drive into the country. Let's get into the meat of it. The film opens with a narration by Plemons that sets the hook immediately. The title credits are rolling and the music, it's riveting, it's suspenseful. Violins are screaming and underneath it all, there is this sound, loud bees buzzing. It's visceral. Plemons' voice comes in, smooth but edged with something manic. He says, "It all starts with something magnificent, a flower, just a flower, then a honeycomb, very fragile, very complicated." He compares pollination to sex, but cleaner. Nobody gets hurt. We see visuals of bees swarming, golden honeycombs, nature in its most industrious form. We cut to the countryside, trees, vast land. Two men are walking toward wooden apiary boxes. Plemons is in a bee suit, holding a honeycomb teeming with life. He's talking to his cousin, played by Aidan Delbus. Plemons is educating him, but it sounds more like a sermon. He tells him a third of our food comes from this process. That's how vital bees are, and they're dying. Delbus asks, innocent as a child, why? Here's where the paranoia creeps in. Plemons talks about colony collapse disorder, CCD. He describes it like a pandemic where the workers leave the queen until she rots alone. He dismisses the mainstream theories, pesticides, habitat loss. He says, I knew there had to be a larger principle at work. So I studied, I observed, I searched the ground and the stars until I found it. We see their routine, Plemons and Delbus doing push-ups, stretching. It's disciplined, it's militaristic. We see Emma Stone's character sleeping with a black mask over her eyes. Plemons narrates with disgust, caging us, poisoning us, choking us out. He says, we are not carrying the ship, they are. This juxtaposition is brilliant. You have these two guys in a dusty house preparing for war, and you have Emma Stone living in opulence, brushing her teeth, wearing a face mask, sitting in a cushioned seat overlooking a beautiful vista. Plemons tells his cousin, it's going to try and dominate us, but we are not going to let it. We see Stone kickboxing, pushing herself on an automatic bike. She is a machine of self-improvement. Plemons warns Delbus, they get into your brain box every chance they get, so you have to fortify that stuff. You can hear the damage in Delbus's voice, the lack of confidence. Plemons is the protector, the big brother figure telling him, none of this is your fault. It's touching in a twisted way. The pacing here is masterful. We see Stone getting into her Mercedes G-Wagon. We see the cousins walking their bikes. Delbus asks how to tell the aliens apart from humans. Plemons says, you have to know where to look. There are signs. The music builds. Every time Stone is on screen, the score tightens like a noose. It's the director grabbing you by the throat, telling you something is about to happen. Plemons narrates, "That's the way they planned it, to make us the same as the bees, a dead colony atomized in a trillion directions with no way home again." That line, poetry, dark, nihilistic poetry. We see them at a pharmacy buying cream. Plemons calls it mitigation. They are buying supplies for a kidnapping, but it looks like a mundane errand. Back at the house, Plemons lays down the law: clear the psychic cache. No gaming, no vaping, no self-pleasure, no screens. He wants total purity. Delbis is struggling. He wants to be normal. He says, "I really wanted to be with someone someday." And Plemons, with this terrifying conviction, tells him that sadness, distraction, love, it's all biological traps. It's all neurons, dude. Once you kill the urges like I have, you'll be your own master. And then the needle. Plemons injects his cousin with a chemical castration drug. They high-five. Plemons asks if he's ready to be free. Delbis says freedom feels like when we were kids before everything got bad. 12 minutes and 45 seconds in, the title hits the screen, Bugonia. We are locked in. We see Stone at work. She's the CEO of Oxalith. She's powerful. She's checking a guy on diversifying dialogue. She's aggressive, bossy. We see her on the cover of Forbes Time, standing next to Michelle Obama. She is the elite. She tells her assistant to let everyone leave at 5:30 p.m. to create a new culture, but frames it in that corporate doublespeak where leaving early is actually a test of loyalty. It's chillingly realistic. Then comes the abduction. She's driving her G-Wagon home. Plemons and Delbys are hiding in the bushes wearing silver hazmat suits with masks of Jennifer Aniston. They attack. Stone is not a damsel. She fights. She beats one to the ground, elbows the other, kicks off her heels, knocks the pepper spray away. She is a warrior. She runs to the backyard. We get this incredible shot from inside the house looking out, but she slows down. There's a needle in her thigh. As she falls, this powerful, almost presidential music plays. They drag her into the car. Plemons tells Delbis to shave her head immediately because that's how they track it. Back at the house, they treat her like a specimen. Plemons is ecstatic. "You were amazing, cousin." They look at Stone, unconscious, bald. Delbis points out the signs: narrow feet, thin cuticles, slight overbite. Plemons compares it to cooking a steak. You just know when it's medium rare. They rub the cream on her. Plemons insists it's not torture. It's leveling the playing field because her Andromeden nervous system reacts differently to antihistamines. When she wakes up, the dialogue is electric. Plemons tries to be civilized. "Welcome to the headquarters of the human resistance." Stone is confused, asking about her hair. Plemons is blunt. "Your hair has been destroyed." Stone tries to reason with them. She lays out the reality. "The police and the FBI will begin a statewide manhunt. I am a key job creator. Think of it like you've abducted the governor, but worse." She is logical, cold, terrifyingly articulate. She offers a deal. Plemons? He's impressed. "Wow, that was really good. You got a real human response out of me." But he dismisses it. He claims she is Andromedan royalty, that she killed his family, his community, the bees. He wants her to contact the mothership during the upcoming lunar eclipse. Stone insists, "I am not an alien." Plemons laughs. There is really no time for this. They leave her in the basement. We see them watching her on a monitor. She's crying. Plemons, completely detached, tells Delbis, "We can't see it as a human woman. It's the fuller humanoid." He calls her crying a pity trap. He says, "It's mastered the art of emotional manipulation." This is where the movie messes with you. You know Delbis is mentally handicapped, but Plemons, Teddy, seems intelligent, articulate, yet completely divorced from reality. Or is he? We get a flashback, black and white. Alicia Silverstone plays Plemons' mom. She's in a tub covered in acupuncture needles filled with liquid, looking like a human porcupine. She talks about how they sell me the sickness, then they sell me the cure. Plemons is removing the needles. And then, this is abstract art at its finest, she floats. She holds his hand while hovering above the tub. Violins race, a trumpet blasts. Is this memory? Is this delusion? We are back. The clock is ticking. 3 days before the eclipse, Plemons is riding his bike, listening to a podcast about aliens. A cop pulls him over. It's an old acquaintance. The cop apologizes for not being the best babysitter back in the day. It's awkward. The cop is checking in, but Plemons is deflective. I'm super busy. At work, Plemons sees a coworker, Tina, with an injured hand. She can't file with OSHA because she'd missed quotas. Plemons tells her, one day soon, it's all gonna change. They're not gonna get away with this. He sees the news report about Michelle Fuller's disappearance. He smiles back in the basement. Stone tries a new tactic. She pretends to confess. She records a message. I am an alien from outer space. I would like to bring my new friend with me, but she delivers it flatly. Plemons is insulted. This is the best you could do? You didn't even say it in your own language. Stone drops the act. I'm not an alien. She tries to psychoanalyze him. She tells him he's in an echo chamber, consuming internet content that reinforces a warped reality. Plemons explodes, not physically, but verbally. Don't talk to me about echo chambers. That is the limp dick rhetoric you've been instructed to counter the human insurgency with. He nearly hits her with a chair. He screams that there are no rules, no laws, no America. I know who you are, Stone pleads. You're mentally ill. Plemons slaps her. Everybody denies it at first. Then comes the torture, 2 days before the eclipse. Plemons puts on Green Day's Basket Case. He cranks the volume until it's deafening. He hooks her up to electrodes. Delbis is hesitant. Are you sure it works? Plemons initiates the first wave. Stone screams. It is brutal. The buzzing of the electricity mixes with the punk rock. Plemons initiates the second wave. The lights flicker. Stone's screams become guttural, disturbing. Delbis screams, Teddy, no, you'll kill her. Delbis pulls the plug. Stone is bleeding from the mouth, half dead. Plemons? He looks shocked, not because she's hurt, but because the voltage output was off the charts. He wipes the blood from her mouth and bows. I wish to apologize profusely. I did not realize, Your Majesty, you have the royal genetic code. He interprets her resilience to torture as proof of her alien royalty. It is madness. We see another flashback. Stone, in sunglasses, talking to a young Plemons by a fountain. His mom is floating in the air again. Stone tells him, I never want to put this behind us. We will cover all expenses. It's corporate apology speak, weaponized, 1 day before the eclipse. Plemons brings Stone upstairs for dinner. He removes the shackles. Delbis holds the shotgun. They sit at the table. Stone is wearing Plemons' mother's dress. Plemons and Delbis are in suits. Stone gets a plate of spaghetti with what looks like dog food meat on top. Plemons eats with impeccable manners. They talk about bees. Stone praises their work ethic. Plemons talks about how they are exploited. Stone tries to debate CCD, claiming pesticides aren't the problem. Plemons calls her a liar. I know who you are because of Sandy Gatz. His mother, Stone remembers. She tries to apologize, saying the opioid withdrawal medication was meant to help. Plemons loses it. Don't you dare say her name. He jumps across the table, tackling her. He chokes her. Delbis screams for him to stop. Stone stabs Plemons with a fork. The doorbell rings. It's the cop again. The tension here is unbearable. Delbis is holding a shotgun on Stone in the kitchen. Plemons answers the door, bleeding, breathless. The cop just wants to check in, feeling guilty about the past. He asks if they've seen the missing woman. He shows a picture. Plemons plays it cool, offers him cake. In the basement, Stone is working on Delbis. She uses her voice, her authority. Put the gun down. I know you would never hurt me. She promises to help them if he lets her go. She promises to take him to space. Delbis asks, if all of this is true, would you take me away from here? Stone says yes. Delbis says, thank you, but not without my cousin. And then, tragedy, Delbis says, tell my cousin that I'm sorry and I love him. He puts the shotgun to his head. The film shows it all. The blood on Stone, the disfigurement. Stone screams, Jesus effing Christ. Upstairs, Plemons reacts instantly. He dumps a box of bees onto the cop's head. As the cop flails, Plemons smashes his head in with a shovel. It is chaos. The score is screeching violins and angry bees. Plemons runs downstairs. He sees Delbis. He breaks. Hey, Zeus, no, no, no. Stone swears he did it himself. Plemons blames her. You poison his heart with lies. Stone, cornered, plays her final card. Don't kill me. I have a cure for your mother. She claims his mother isn't in a coma from a failed drug trial. She is transforming. She is the first subject of an Andromeden experiment. It's an entire rearranging of her genetic code. She says if the experiment is chemically terminated, she will wake up. The cure, antifreeze, specifically a jug in the trunk of her car. Plemons is desperate. He rides his bike to the hospital. The music swells. Stone, meanwhile, escapes her cuffs using keys from Delbus's body. She finds a secret room in the basement, jars of liquid with body parts, research on her, a model rocket ship. She sees a journal full of diagrams of dissected bodies. At the hospital, Plemons injects the blue liquid into his mother's IV. He kisses her. Wake up, Mom. Her body vibrates violently. Sound effect. The long, high-pitched tone of a flatline. She dies. Plemons flees, sobbing, broken. He returns to the house, grabs the shotgun, and marches downstairs. He is a man with nothing left. You lied to me, he breathes. Stone checks him. How many were Andromedans? 2. 2? You miserable idiot. Do you know what you've done? Here, Stone changes, her posture, her voice. She walks toward the gun. She tells a story about the Emperor discovering Earth when dinosaurs ruled. They accidentally spread a virus. To fix it, they created humans, but humans were flawed. They created their own lab-grown humans, leading to nuclear war. The survivors evolved into apes. Us, we are the violent, self-destructive mutants. We Andromedans are here to eliminate that suicidal gene, she says. Your mother was chosen because she was broken. If we could correct her, perhaps all humans could be corrected. Plemons weeps. But you killed her. Stone replies cold as ice. You killed her. I figured you'd be caught, but you actually got away with it, you sick ape. She tells him they must show the Emperor the truth during the eclipse, the night of the lunar eclipse. Stone drives to her office, Plemons in a red wig holding a gun on her. Delbus's body is in the back under a blanket. They enter the building. Stone clears the floor. They go to her office. Plemons barricades the door. Stone pulls out a giant old-school calculator. She says she has to punch in a 58-digit code to link with the ship. Plemons reveals he has a bomb strapped to his chest. Stone is impressed. The Emperor will admire your intelligence. She points to a closet. That is a teleporter. She tells him to go in. She will count to 3 and press enter. Plemons steps into the closet. I'm ready. I'll see you up there. Stone counts down. 3, 2, 1. She presses a button on the calculator. The closet detonates. The doors fly off. Plemons' severed head flies through the air and knocks Stone unconscious. But it's not over. Stone is wheeled out by paramedics. She wakes up in the ambulance, dazed. She asks if he's dead. The detective says yes. Stone rips off her neck brace and runs. She runs back into the building, past the police tape, grabs the calculator, and runs into the smoking, destroyed closet. She closes the door. Suddenly, she rises out of a pool of pink and white liquid. 2 figures help her up. They are Andromedans. They look like humans wearing full-body knitted yarn suits. Their world looks like a cave system made of papier-mâché and liquid. They sit in a circle. Stone is now wearing a yarn suit. She is the Empress. The Emperor speaks in Andromedan, subtitled, "The experiments have nearly all failed. A decision needs to be made." Stone, the Empress, says, "We believe that it is over. They have had their time, and in their time, they have imperiled the life they share." She walks to a bowl containing a miniature Earth covered in a bubble. She takes a knife. She stabs the bubble. Cut to Earth. Dead bodies everywhere. Silence. Wow. Take a breath. Let that oxygen hit your brain because you're going to need it. Philosophical core. What I love about Bugonia is the absolute tightrope walk of perspective. For the first hour, you don't know who the protagonist is. You don't know who the antagonist is. The movie gaslights you. It plays mind games. The acting is the engine here. Plemons and Stone make you believe both of them simultaneously. There are scenes where you think Plemons is a grieving son seeking revenge for a corporate crime. Then 5 minutes later, you think he's a prophet who sees the truth. Then you think he's a paranoid schizophrenic. The script is a puzzle box. The intro dialogue about the bees bees mirrors the ending perfectly. The debate at the dinner table, they're arguing about pesticides, but they're really arguing about the nature of humanity. Are we a virus? Are we worth saving? Let's talk about the logic gap. How did Teddy know? How did he identify the signs? He got it wrong so many times. We see the jars of human body parts in his basement, but he got her right. My theory, the podcast, the hive mind of the internet, a million monkeys on a million typewriters eventually write Shakespeare, and a million conspiracy theorists eventually find a real alien. But the tragedy is that even when he was right, he was wrong. He trusted her. He killed his own mother because he wanted to believe there was a grand design, a cure for the brokenness of the world. The writer, Will Tracy, is a genius for this. He convinces us, the audience, that Stone is human for 90% of the film. We see her vulnerability, her fear. We think Plemons is the monster. And then the rug pull, she is the monster. Or maybe she's the savior we rejected. This film is about the environment. It's about how we as a species are the sick apes. We destroy our habitat. We poison ourselves. When offered a chance at redemption, when offered a cure, we reject it in favor of violence. Plemons killing the cop with the bees, that is nature weaponized against authority. Obsessive deep dive. First, look at the costume design, the hazmat suits with Jennifer Aniston masks. That's a critique of celebrity culture as a shield. We hide behind famous faces to commit atrocities. The colors. The cure was blue liquid in a yellow antifreeze jug. Blue and yellow make green, the color of nature, of the green planet from the original film title. The sound design of the bees. It's not just background noise. It pulses in time with Plemons' psychosis. When he is calm, the bees are quiet. When he is violent, the buzzing is deafening. The bees are an extension of his id. The ending, the knitted yarn suits. Why yarn? Why does the alien world look like a craft project? It suggests that their reality is soft, interconnected, woven together, contrasting with the hard, sharp, metallic reality of Earth. It's Lanthimos saying that a higher intelligence wouldn't look like chrome and steel, it would look like comfort. Did you catch the specific timestamp? 12 minutes and 45 seconds for the title card. In numerology, 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5 equals 12, the number of completion, the number of the apostles. Plemons sees himself as a messiah. Final verdict, I am giving Bugonia a perfect 5 out of 5 popcorn buckets. It is exhaustive. It is exhausting. It is a masterpiece of modern anxiety. It takes the simple premise of a kidnapping thriller and mutates it into a cosmic horror story about the failure of the human race. Is it flawed? Maybe. The logic of how Plemons found her is shaky. But that shakiness is the point. We live in a shaky world. We live in a world where truth is subjective and the bees are dying. If you like the menu, if you like Parasite, if you like Beau is Afraid, you need to see this. It will hurt you, and you will say, thank you. This has been The Real Review on Damn Good Radio. I'm Warbucks. Keep your eyes on the stars, but don't forget to watch the flowers. And for the love of everything holy, leave the bees alone. We'll see you on the other side.